Good morning, students. Welcome all of you in our English class. This last poem in the book Flamingo, Aunt Jennifer's Tiger, written by Adrienne Rich. Adrienne Rich, well known poet, philosopher, feminist, and she has written many ideas that are revolutionary. In 1951, this poem was written, and here Adrienne Rich she has presented Jennifer as protagonist in this poem, and her personal characteristics that has been highlighted, and her personal characteristics very weak, timid, and cowed down, presented by Adrienne. Here, aunt has been represented. She is oppressed female in patriarchal society. Patriarchal society means male dominated society where all the decisions they are taken by men. Here in this poem, the poet is talking about a lady, name of the lady obvious, Aunt Jennifer, whom she addresses as a woman, and her life is under the strict monitoring of her husband. Here, the poet, in the entire poem, the poet talks about the woman's experience in her married life. The poet has tried to explore the inner feeling of a woman who is living under the domain of a man. In this poem, many symbols they have been used here. Generally, it happens that every woman who has intense desire to live a strong, free, and fearless life, but she has been and she is overpowered by the dominance of her husband. So, this has been portrayed here in the poem Aunt Jennifer Tiger. This is very simple poem of 12 lines, and the rhyme scheme of this poem is AA, BB, CC, because second and first line, the last word of first line and the last word of second line, so they are rhyming. Last word of third and fourth lines, they are rhyming. So two lines, so they are rhymed. So that's why it's called couplet. The poem, the rhyme scheme of poem, so it's A A B B C C D D and continue up to the line number 12th, and it's in couplet. Let me begin the poem. Here, the opening line of the poem says, Aunt Jennifer's tiger prance across a screen. Screen means panel. A wooden structure like this. This holds a piece of cloth. A piece of cloth is here, and on that piece of cloth, embroidery work is done. And beautiful painting, trees, sceneries, animals, so they are drawn. So as a hobby, women they are embroidering, they have been, and till date, so they are doing this to add some contribution for the beautification of the household. This piece of cloth may be wall hanging, maybe tablecloth, maybe any other thing of ornaments or decoration. So this is done, and this is called the creativity of a woman. And All these things, whether it's creativity of woman, you may say in place of creativity the product of woman, you may say that the creation that she creates, whether it's on the panel or on the ground, all these are symbols. So here on the panel, on the screen, on a piece of cloth, she is embroidering tigers. So what tigers they are looking like? Aunt Jennifer's tiger. So this apostrophe, this indicates that they are product of Aunt Jennifer. Prance across a screen. Prance means to jump, not simply to jump over or to spring. When somebody is happy in full melodious voice or without any type of voice, if someone is jumping around like a horse gallops, a horse you may say prances. In this way, Aunt Jennifer's tigers that she has embroidered on the screen, on the panel, so they are prancing across the screen. And here some adjectives they have been given for the tigers. Bright topaz. Topaz, it's a precious stone like ruby, diamond, emeralds. So many precious stones are there. So to give strength to animal, to the beast, to highlight the color, the tan color, the brown color. So it has been related with topaz. The people they, those who wear ring, so they the rings those are studded with precious topaz like stones. So topaz is brown color, golden color. So that is the color of tiger. So these topaz colored denizens, denizens means citizen. Denizen is old word that has been used in the poem. Denizens, citizens. So they are citizen of world of green. So here world of green the poet has deliberately used to show the strength, to show the prosperity of the color. So they are citizen of world of green means they lived in forest, they live in jungle. They do not fear the man beneath the tree. So here a tree is there. This is a tree. Many trees may be there, but on the panel, so one or two trees may be embroidered. Some men they are standing here. So they are under the tree. Beneath means under. So tigers they are also there. Bright topaz tigers. Do not go on the drawing. So many tigers, so they are there. And these tigers, so they do not fear the man, because this poem is about the dominance of a man. But these tigers, so those are product of Aunt Jennifer. They do not fear the men who are standing under the tree. So they are fearless. They do not have any fear that man is there on the scene. Next, they pace. Pace means walk, move. In sleek, chivalric certainty. Sleek means smooth, very smoothly. You might have seen a tiger that is moving, whether it's in circus or in jungle. So with elegant, with sleek, sleek means smooth, without any disturbance, without getting disturbed. Sleek, chivalric. Chivalric means full of bravery. With brave heart, brave mind, a tiger moves. And certainty, certainty means the tiger, the animal that is certain, that is full of confidence, means whenever a tiger moves, so he moves in smooth way, elegant way, in a different style. So when you see a tiger moving, so you feel that a tiger is an animal that is worthy to be honored. In this way, in sleek chivalric certainty. Coming to next, would like to tell you that this whole stanza, 4 line stanza, it's dedicated only to tigers. All the good qualities about the tiger, they have been highlighted in this stanza. Sleek, chivalric, certainty, all the good words they have been used here. Denizens of world of green, and here bright topaz. So all the words they have been used, so beautifully, deliberately the poet has used to grace the tiger, to give respect to the animals, to praise, to highlight him. And here again the image is here that they do not fear the men, means they are fearless, they have certainty, so they have decision, decisive kind of personality that has been portrayed here. And alliteration has been used here. The figure of speech is called alliteration. Alliteration means, so you might have got the idea about alliteration. Alliteration is figure of speech. You may say that alliteration that is used when consecutively first letter of 2 or 3 words, if it is same, it's called alliteration. As I say, large lion, so large L, again L. If somewhere is written black bolt, so black bolt, it means B and B. Continuously two words and more than 2 words, and the first letter of all the words continuously it's same, so it's called alliteration. So alliteration, it will come time to time in this poem and in many poems that we have already discussed earlier. So in this, the figure of speech that's used, it's alliteration. So alliteration, very simple term that you can keep in mind. So as I say, cool cover or coverlet or coverlet. So cool cover, so these are the 2 words, and first letter is C and again first letter is C. So each first letter is same and it comes continuously. So that terms, that figure of speech, that is called alliteration. Next 2 stanzas, they are dedicated to Aunt Jennifer. So we would do it later on in next video. Thanks a lot.